forest is a decision tree based. So every decision tree is machine learning. So in the beginning, when you feed the data to the tree, and the tree will automatically find constraint. So the constraint, which means, I can give you an example. Every point, let's say yesterday I received 200 phone calls. And your algorithm is going to try to find, okay, what is about the temperature? The temperature on the 15? Oh, maybe the 15, that's the case. Okay, that constraint is going to be the 15 or above 15. So all those constraints will be formed up, finally build up decision tree. So each dot is going to be constraint. And the result is going to be a value, regression value. But you're not satisfied with one tree. You want to have like a more collective decision. So you can set up the number of trees, like 100, 200, depends on your computer resource. But it doesn't have to be a lot. Sometimes it can be converged. So that's the best algorithm I find so far. And here's the result. So the blue one is the result generated by my model. You can call it forecasting or predicting. The orange one is actual value. So you can see how close they are. And R squared, I get 85%. That's a very, very decent scores. Like whenever you deliver a regression to your client, you achieve like 80%. That's a very good score. And the correlation is like even 93. That's all those numbers good. So that's being developed like many years ago. And I'm just curious. I think this morning I put down the results for my client because every year we want to check the result that I produce. And you can see here the result is like for today. It's like this. So that's for myself. It's not dashboard, but it's for operation, internal operation. I want to check for today. I'm looking back 1 year for each day, because for each day's forecasted value, I store that. I store that or record that in my local database. Why? Because maybe years later, I want to check how good it is as a trend, not just 1 day. So 1 year before, like here, like last year, February, and I measure my model with the actual value, the actual phone calls numbers, and it's still good, like 82 R squared. So every year, actually, our clients is hey, we're ready to see your report because snow is coming. We hear snow is coming. I said, no problem, because I'm sure it's still acceptable. It's actually decent. So from there, I'm okay. I don't worry about that because I know how it's performing, which gives me more confidence. But one something, the number here, like someday you can drop down to like maybe 50, like 0.5. That means something's wrong. My data is wrong, or I'm missing some data. So that's just a very practical example I'd like to share with you. But you already see how complex this scenario. You don't have to come out so complicated, but still you have more options to try this more complicated or more advanced algorithm, like random forest. Right? So that's why I need to show you something that we need some help. Because you can't do that inside Tableau. Because just the nature of Tableau.
I have a question. Did the client ask for the outliers for March 2015? So there were some outliers in March 2015. So did the client ask about it?
Ask about the outline?
There was a lot of data in March 20.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
They didn't.
Ask.
They didn't. They care about your forecasting accuracy. I don't really care about how you train the data inside. So they even don't know like.
Because it was a lot of data in 2015, March 2015.
Mhm.
It was showing a lot of data as the outlier.
Could be. I mean, that year, I think there's a year, there's some changes introduced to them. And even from the database, their database, I can see some change because they're migrating the schema for storing the client and the numbers of phone calls. So there could be many reasons behind that. But that's why sometimes we do need to identify the constants between data. I don't think I can finish everything here, but it is what it is. If we couldn't finish that, we leave that for next week. I don't want anything to be run in a hush. So
sir, you will be giving us a project where we have to come up with an analysis of our own. It's like the purpose of showing us this work of yours is because we have to do something like that too.
no,
As a part of
no, you don't have to. You don't have to. The reason I'm showing that, I have two reasons. One is probably in the future, you need to work on kind of like a very realistic project for regression. And the second reason is that even in Tableau, you're not limited. You're not limited just to using trend line, the model quantile, model potential. No, you're not limited to use it. You have another resource, which is something we call TabPy. When you connect TabPy with Tableau, you can do my part. You can really, I mean, probably your machine is not that powerful, but you can achieve random forward and forward. You can do lots of things, lots of powerful models. But the other one has to be bridged by Tableau. So that's why I need to show you there. Because last time I showed you, we don't like Python. It's confusing. But when I check the tendency, 90% of us have learned Python, right? And there's no reason that I shouldn't show you that power of this thing. And even for the people who don't, like Python so far, you never know. In the future, you might touch Python. You never know. And again, I just give you a funny story. Some of my friends, they are not developers, they're not engineers. At least recently, they're developing their application app, website, with like no knowledge of any programming language. How do we do that? They just type query inside the AI tools, GPT, Cursor, and they print out the code, right? So this is another thing I'm trying to share with you. How many of you have written books before? The one we published. I haven't. But that doesn't mean that you can't read books. You can read the books, right? So the code here as well, you don't have to generate code. You have somebody automatically generate code for yourself. You only need to read the logic of the code. I don't think Python is very different from that. So the point here is that the code is for you to execute rather than to understand. You don't have you can have like zero knowledge, but you can just execute the code over there, and the code is going to generate lots of things. So that's the whole point. I'm going to show you here is that how you can connect to TabPy At the server, you're gonna have a server. You're gonna have a server in your local computer. So let's do that. Before we do that, I'm gonna show you like what does that really mean. Okay? So you have your Tableau here. You have lots of modules, lot. And the beautiful of this part is keep going. It's a big community. Like you can have R. I mean, if you're familiar with R, or C, or Java, you can have all your libraries. I would still say Python is the best because if you connected the Python libraries to the Tapai server, and it gives you the largest number of machine learning libraries, you can do whatever you need, really. And meanwhile, that can interact with your Tableau. It's a very cool thing. I really hope you can, I mean, you don't have to master this during this class, but I just want to show you the concept. You might be very interested to play that during your spare time. So let's do something like, oh, did I show you something here? I forgot to show you. So you have like many options, right? You have Tapai, you have like Einstein Discovery. That's from Salesforce. That is not free. R server is about R. I don't know who is like to play R. Any of you like using R to do analytics? Maybe none of you. No, okay. So that's a good reason we can skip that. And this one is actually build-based Python, and that's a reputation. I did my research for you. So everything here I showed with you it has merits. So the reason I showed Tapai because that's best. It's really popular one, and you need to try. And forget about the syntax. So let's try something. The first thing I need you to do is, if you don't know how to do, I can come to your desk. I install it, set up that server. So there are multiple ways you can open a terminal in your Microsoft, or if you're familiar with IDE, like integrated development environment, like VS Code. So you can open your VS Code as well. What I need you to execute is install some libraries there. And those libraries will help you to set up analytics server and lots of analytics library over there. So let me know, like anyone, let me know if you don't know how to do that. I can come to your desktop, or you can give a try. I can give you a try right now. No problem, yes. once it's finished. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make sure everyone, can set it up.
But can you solve it? Like I said, is that, it says tab horizontal fine.
This is a terminal. Your environment, so you. Oh, yes, so Jupiter, which is ran to that. What if you try to turn it? That's good. So your environment is not there. So you use so that you don't Jupiter, but you have so sometimes Jupiter is one thing from somewhere, and it's not usual global environment. So you have to install your, or let me check. If you have,
So I will need to install.
in Eisenhower. We don't have any environment so far. So this one gonna tell us where is your present resources. That's my very So you can forget about the VS Code. I would try, like, in this case, for you, just for, like, you can always put you. If you have Python, if it's not working, that is your Python is local, and you should get when you have this. So once you install Python,
Could you help me out with that? I ran the first code and then it said start with
Ini command prompt ini itu aku nak guna.
It's working with you. So I have some environment variable issues.
So, like here, for instance,
Like I have installed this thing, but I think there is a issues.
But this installed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you do have
I have tried that also.
new one.
I have tried that also. That is a big.
Did you install this?
Yeah, I'm asking about this thing.
Yeah.
Like this environment variable.
I see some
So
of
I
you
have added here
actually, you're using Jupyter.
from
That
this
wouldn't be
path.
working.
Yeah, I
Because
added this path.
Jupyter
And I
is
have
for
added a
showcase.
new one here.
It wouldn't
for
begin
the
store
Python scripts.
the Python and library locally. So you better open a terminal,
Yeah,
install
sure.
your Python first locally, which could be your local environment. Once Python is installed, the PIP
Yeah, pip is there.
as well.
Pip is there,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why.
yeah, I know.
So you can do pip upgrade.
Yes, it's still working. So it means like
But have Python not working.
if my
Yeah.
one says you type. So let me know once it's finished.
So this the update is the issue you are saying.
I feel that is.
Yeah, we can try.
Because you are trying to exceed the time.
It's process. You know, I'm good with Mac. I know how to set the
Oh, you
path.
changed? No, you changed your
Yeah,
laptop.
this is my sister's laptop. I don't know about Windows.
Where is this?
Script file or operatable program.
I know it's it's an issue
With the path, I think.
Yeah, it's an issue with the path. You know, you could do this. This
Yes, that's what I will do.
If you don't take one,
Multiple versions.